latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Sending you guys a bit of a review video on a brand new product from Vango. So with me here today, I've got the Vango Vacation Air Low. So Vacation really is kind of a new model for the 22 season, but in any ways, it's almost in a disguise. So what essentially is kind of Vango's created is the almost their galley model, but in their active fabric. So it's the same size, the same shape, the same mostly kind of sort of features, certainly as the poled galley anyway, but in the air version, making it a brilliant design. Lots going on, but from a price point of view, it's a lot more affordable, which is what you want. You know, you got the spec, you got the size, and a smaller compact size as well. And we'll kind of go through that throughout this video. So what we got really here is their active fabric. So it's a 3000mm hydrostatic head, 75 denier material. So robust, strong, but lightweight when you need it to be. Each beam's done individually, so it's very quick and easy to pitch. We've done our own Attwoolls pitching and packing video. I popped this model up on my own in the best part about 11 minutes, which means it's great for even sort of short weekends, let alone sort of longer spells. The manual pump comes supplied with it, along with a pressure gauge on top, which telling you the right pressure to go in. And we've actually done a little bit of a tutorial video about how to pitch this kind of style of driveway awning, and we've used this model in it particularly. So you can always have a look at that if you want a bit more nitty-gritty detail about how it goes up. Overall, each beam is done the same amount, so same necessarily design. So it means that one beam can pretty much go anywhere throughout the awning itself. Vango have their own unique Airspeed valve system, so it's very easy to get the air in and out, and it's a bit more idiot-proof as well. And we've got, again, a separate video on the kind of valve if you want to get into more detail about that. We've got these really nice high visibility guy lines as well, so it matches really nicely with kind of the trim on the bottom. I think actually as part of an awning, it looks really quite smart. This kind of active fabric they've got just sits really nicely, and the sort of two-tone colour, I think, yeah, looks really quite nice. It comes obviously with its own sort of peg set as well, and you also get some additional straps as so. The guide points are nice and easy to kind of tension. You can get a good bit of adjustability on them, and you've got a lot of reinforced kind of pegging points as well. Down the bottom, we've got webbing straps, so we can get that tension on it as and when we need to, with these little loops located in it, so you can almost get a peg through it and just give it a little bit of a tug as well. You've got your main kind of body and kind of an open kind of front. So this area is ideal for sort of kind of sitting out on an evening, a bit of shelter from the wind and the rain, and you're sort of covered, especially if you're kind of coming and going when it's sort of the weather's changing. This front door is sheltered, so you've got a bit of protection and you can walk in here. It's almost like your sort of wet, dry area before your main clean awning. As we look on the side, we've got these crystal clear windows to get plenty of light into the actual awning, but then there's privacy curtains behind that to get the privacy as and when needed. It's twinned up with these low level ventilations to help with the circulation of air and certainly help fight condensation. There's also a big vent around the back of the awning as well, again to help with that air flow. The model is available in kind of only a low size. So what you find is it's got a fixation point height from 180 to 210. So actually it's quite a small gap, which means actually on the lower vehicles like your sort of transporters, your VWs, your Ford Customs, it means you get a better fit, and you've also got adjustment parts on there. One thing I do like about this is you've got tunnel doors on both the front and the back side of the tunnel, so it means you can access the main body of the awning, main body of the vehicle from the front or from the back without going through the awning part itself. And you can't say that with, I think the near model to it, I think Outdoor Revolution do one, which is, I think is the, I want to say it's Cosmos. And there's only a sort of one tunnel door in it. It's a small little feature you see built in through it, which they've really thought about with this particular awning. In terms of fixing it to the van, you've got lots of different options. So you can either use some webbing straps, which are included with the awning, which you can throw that over the top and pull the material up towards it. There's a pre-fixed 6mm beading or cader on the awning as well, so you can also directly feed that into an awning rail if you wished. Personally, I wouldn't do that because you lose that kind of driveway function, so that's where a driveway fixing kit would really come into its own. And we've got separate videos again about packing it, driving away and reattaching it. You can also, if you want to go into a wind out, buy a 6 to 4mm fixing kit, and that'll go directly into that. Failing that, if you've got, say, like a reamer rail or a gutter rail, you can buy a pole and clamp kit. There's a sleeve located in there, and that'll just clamp nicely in the gutter. But certainly the thrower straps are probably the most kind of easiest way of doing it. And even on this, actually, there's little Velcro tabs, so you can actually Velcro around some roof bars as well. But I'll tell you what, let's have a look at a little bit more on the inside and talk through more features that the Vacation actually has. So now we're kind of in the Vacation, you kind of feel certainly there's a canopy depth you've got in here. You know, it's an ample amount of room. Happy to put a sort of a chair in here and have that bit of shelter away. And there's no reason why you couldn't buy something like the inflatable windbreak, which would match, and have that enclosure at the front of the awning, or anything to kind of act to seal that front up. Now we can see kind of from the front section into the main living area, it's really nice big mesh door. It's our main kind of bug barrier for anything coming in, and it helps with great airflow into the awning itself with those little vents we've already talked about. We've also got clear PVC windows located in the front as well to get that visibility in as we wanted to. The thing I quite like about it is actually with the mesh door, it zips along the bottom as well as all the way around the top. And we've got a little hanging point here as well for a lantern as well. So for me, it's a very thorough way of doing it. And then if you want to get that complete kind of weather tight shield, you've got a second door obviously in front of it, which you can quite nicely put away. So we'll open that up. This can then roll back, toggle back smartly behind here. Now on all of the curtains, all of the windows I should say, you've got curtains to get the privacy as when you wanted to. The front curtains kind of roll from sort of outside to in, whereas the ones on the side, you can basically bring them halfway up, they toggle up, or go up fully to the top. So again, you can have that sort of mid coverage or full coverage if you will. Headroom wise, there's tons of headroom space in here. I'm about 6'2", and I can stand up pretty much dead in the corners, which means you can actually utilize nearly every square sort of foot in here, which means that it actually feels quite big for what it is. And that's where, if you compare it to, like I said, the Outdoor Evolution version, or the nearest thing probably is going to be like the Touring. The Touring is actually a little bit smaller in the width, and a bit more pricier as well. So that's where it kind of almost, it's not quite, you know, apples for apples. There is a slight difference between there. Ground sheets physically sewn in as well, so we get that proper fixture in there, so it feels much more cozier. Other things you can see as well is actually that, like I said, we've got the ability of Vango's own Tbs system, so it basically stands for tension band. It's an internal bracing system that you can put in at your own discretion and gives the awning a little bit more stability in kind of those higher winds. So if you were driving away and leaving it kind of be, it'd be a good idea to pop this in just to kind of get additional bracing. What you say, if you've got the wind directing come this way, it retains the shape of the awning and stops this kind of buckling. So it creates a triangle formation from the top out with the guide points nice and neatly. So it's something you probably wouldn't use most of the time, but it's a great thing to have, you know, up your sleeve for those kind of windier weathers. There's obviously a lot of space inside of here, and there's optional extra you can use to fill it. So you can go down lines of simply just a carpet, which shares it with the galley, or you've got things like a footprint, which I would strongly recommend, certainly with this model. Bedroom wise, you can sleep people quite happily in here. So there's a 2-berth bedroom, which you can put in this side, or you can turn it inside out and put it on the other side. Or failing that, you can buy the new 4-berth bedroom, which will take up pretty much the whole space back to here. So you've still got a really nice corridor, and if you necessarily wanted to just sleep 2 people, you could just drop half it down and leave it kind of hanging, if you will. They're all attached by these little clips at the top here. You've still got a hanging point kind of for a lantern located at the back here as well, so you have that quite nice and neatly there if you see fit. As we kind of move into the kind of tunnel section, we've got a lip that drops down and drops up, so you've got a trip-free hazard in and out of the van quite nice and neatly. A solid door to obviously get it completely sealed off as and when you want to. And because the tunnel's a really good sort of size, it almost naturally gives it kind of almost like a bit of a storage area at the back here. And one thing that's certainly beneficial is that even though you've got a storage at the back, you've got a front tunnel door you can walk in and out of, so you're not having to climb over things to get out of the actual van itself. In fact, let's bring the camera in, let's just get a bit more of a feel for the Vacation. So size-wise, I say it's really great size and kind of marries what we've kind of been used to with the galley. It's just more, definitely a better price point and a slightly lighter weight in terms of the pack weight and size because of that sort of material as well. But you can see obviously you've got a great sort of visibility around the kind of campsite. We've got that kind of low-level ventilation beneath both those windows, and then the curtain points sort of toggle up to either halfway or fully up to the top, and then there's the additional clips for the bedrooms which you've got situated here. So there's no reason why you can't actually have kind of 2 bedrooms in place, or 2 berths, or the 4, depending on what you want to go for. You've got a nice big mesh vent at the back there as well. And kind of as we kind of swing round, we can kind of see into the tunnel section. We've got this lip that goes up and down to create that trip hazard free area. And we kind of really nice tunnel section, and we've got that rear door located there. Toggle points located nice and neatly on the side here, so when this tunnel rolls back, you can keep it at bay. It's not going to rip kind of in the wind when you're gone. And you've got guide points to kind of adjust it and pull it back once it's not supported from the van itself. And again, you've got adjustments in the width, the height here, to really get it looking sharp, to make it look really nice on the van. The tunnel door easily opens back with a bit of room to spare as well, so you can happily get into your main kind of van as and when you go. And again, plenty of room, nice and neatly. You've got 10 centimetre size beams as well, which are a really good thickness, something that, again, probably into its comparison model in the Touring and the Outdoor Rev, they are a little bit thicker, so a bit more stability there. You can see how sharp that kind of tunnel door sits as well. So it fits really nicely and gives you great access in as you see fit. In fact, as we go over here, we can show you the fixing points. So you've got your 6mm beading there, the clip for your throwover straps located there, and then a sleeve to fade a pole and clamp kit directly into if you wished. As we kind of come round the awning, you can see those big windows located there and the mesh vents beneath them. And then we've got a sort of rain safe part for that mesh vent at the back. And again, it sits really nicely. People are coming to more these kind of style of awnings because it kind of faces the same way as the van does. So you're not necessarily moving on to your neighbour's pitch. You know, you're looking down the line of where the view is. And that's kind of, and to be fair, you're not coming out much further in the van than you would with a straight-on side-fitting model. So again, you're just going further along the van. So you're actually, in theory, utilising a lot more space across the point as well. If you want any more information about the vacation, you can check the link below this video. It'll take you straight through to our website where we've got a list of the items. We've got everything itemised for you there, from dimensions, pack sizes, weight, and even the individual features of the model listed quite nice and neatly for you, so you can compare and contrast them with other things on the market. As well as we've also got the bundle deals located there, and all the other information in the videos related to the product in terms of its picking and packaging video, to that tutorial video I talked about earlier on. So it's certainly worth having a look, and any more questions, queries you've got, feel free to obviously contact us directly, and let us know what you think is like it, if you think it's something a bit different. For me, I think it's got a lot of the plus points in terms of the sizes, the pack sizes, and for me, I think it's probably my favourite awning of 22 going forward, just because I think it ticks a lot of boxes, and at the price it is, I think it's incredible value, which I don't think you can really argue with, to be fair. But yeah, love to hear from you guys, so let us know what you think. But that, basically everything, is our Vango Vacation Air Low review video.